I was born ready. Ba, 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 ba.
Give me that. Give me that. Give me that link. That NASDAQ gushy stuff.
What?
Oh, I'm waiting for the old. Here we go. The Facebook link.
Right? Like, what's wrong with you?
All right. We're live, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
Are we though?
Tonight on the Red Eye Report, we're going to talk about Bloomberg Business Week's big hack article, tiny chips, closed lips corporations, and that sneaky old China. They're listening right now.
China.
Say hi, guys.
Hey, China.
To our new listeners in the Chinese intelligence, let me introduce my cohorts. We have Chicken Tenders Teddy. Mad about you, mega fan.
Why is it got to be chicken? Why the fuck does it always got to be chicken?
Because I had chicken tenders for dinner.
Mad about you, mega fan mystic.
Shit.
And diaper rashed and ready to thrash Oracle.
Hey, that's pretty good. I like that.
Yeah, right.
And I'm the indigenous ass eater Ashtray. Nice. Welcome to the Red Eye Report. All right. So
hey, what does an Eskimo chick say after sex?
I don't know. Turn on
Get
the
off.
AC.
You're crushing my smokes.
Shit.
Gross. And a pause for the cause.
Our weekly benefit event.
Yeah, for the Dane County Humane Society.
We don't actually donate anything to them. We just mention their name.
We just mention their name. That alone saves the lives of many puppies and kittens.
Don't drown your puppies. Give them to the Humane Society.
Because white folks got to rescue something.
Don't drown your puppies. Jesus.
I mean, really.
Oh, there's news stories all the time about people like just abandoning kittens and puppies and shit. It's sad.
I haven't seen it.
Anyways,
in a while, so.
we're not going to here to talk about kittens and puppies anymore. So go fuck yourself, kittens and puppies. Tonight we're talking about the old big hack. Do you guys remember? This was in 2018. It was kind of a brief blip in the news. Bloomberg Business Week came out with an article, an in-depth report, actually, that claiming that there were small chips being implanted in server hardware in the supply chain from China. And
I do remember that.
Remember? Yeah. And then the thing is, though, it kind of seemed like the story didn't really get very far, because really all the companies came out and were like, well, that's what you're fucking talking about. Nope, we never been talked to by any agency. Blah, blah, blah. Like, never had an issue. So, anyways, it all comes down to, I was just wondering, what the fuck ever happened to that story? So old Ashtray, gets out his Google and does some digging.
Investigative Ashtray.
Yep. Well, it turns out they had an article.
Ashtray on the scene.
Came out with that's not my wrong one. February 12th, so a year ago now, 2021. Because when I looked on say like YouTube to find other news sites reporting upon it, and of course there's a lot of nerd talking heads who are like, whoa, how do I feel about this? And there was actually, I would say, like a 75% lean to like people were calling bullshit on Bloomberg. And the all the companies, usually companies kind of like, they'll just kind of not really say anything or make any comments, but they were like, this is a lot of people were like,
right or what?
This is the most forceful, rebuttal especially from Apple. Well, so this follow-up report is they're basically doubling down, like, no, motherfuckers, like, this is what, our sources are telling us. And so from what they've discovered, a lot of this is all based, or it's cruxed upon the company Supermicro, which Oracle probably knows who they are.
Yeah,
Why, I mean,
because he's a hardware nerd. They are considered like the Microsoft of hardware, like how Microsoft is, in a majority of the PCs in the working and business world. Supermicro is that way for hardware and servers. So
you run
they
a lot of
have
servers.
900 customers in over 100 countries.
Yeah.
By
streaming
20
Ashtray's mom.
Oh yeah, I know, right? You got
Boom!
We serve. Oh, we serve. We serve.
Boom!
Probably listening. China, you just wait till you find out about my mom. In 2014, U.S. intelligence learned that China was had this plan to insert chips into the supply chain because with a lot of these companies now, almost all companies, they do the designing of the circuit board here in California. But then the production facilities, just like Apple uses Foxconn, like the plans on how to actually take this new design and make it into production, that stuff gets handled by these companies over in China. And those companies, just like industries over here, they rely on subcontractors themselves, to where they're probably subcontractors to get the certain parts for this thing or that thing. Well, China was going to these subcontractors and kind of like these people who are at the phase of taking the map of what the circuit board should be and making it a real thing. They would basically bribe them, and if the bribes didn't work, they would then threaten to put their companies under inspections, like
They were bribed them for
inspections.
what? What do you mean? Like they would make them put these chips in there?
They bribed them to basically be like, "Hey, we're gonna put this little chip in your process of translating the plans from California into the physical circuit boards. Let's make some adjustments. Let's detour some wires here. We're gonna stick this little chip in there. They'll be none the wiser."
Spy chip, I assume it spies on.
If you see the that picture there, you can see that in comparison to the pencil.
Mhm.
This is the most roundabout way of describing what the chip does.
The what the chip does is I'm
really
explaining
easy.
how the chip got in there.
Oh, okay.
Not necessarily what the chip does, but what they found is that the chip was essentially had its own BIOS software. Because the chips are so small, there's only a small amount of actual BIOS software they can put into it, but it's enough that it actually kind of sits between. It's basically placed along the pipeline between the RAM and the CPU. So like as things are coming from memory from the RAM of the software, this little chip can go in there and be like, yeah, let's change it a little bit. And also allows a full back door for, other computers outside on the internet.
Oh, I like backdoors.
Have,
I mean,
they couldn't
you don't
put
like a back door, you're not
sophisticated
American,
software on these
goddamn.
little chips, but these little chips could open a back door where another computer off-site could either siphon data or send in, some malware. They
Malware.
So in 2015, Apple. Now this is in the reports, mind you. Apple, Amazon, Supermicro, they all vehemently deny any of this.
Of course.
But in 2015, Apple discovered suspicious chips inside their Supermicro servers, and they did report it to the FBI. Thing is, the government has decided to, basically told them like, keep your mouth shut. We're going to try to study these chips and try to see what China knows we know.
We're going to spy on the spies.
Yep.
That's a typical espionage trick. I mean,
well, exactly, and that's
you could feed them information even if you figure
that's
out
why
what they're after.
with all these people who are coming out like saying it was a big hoax because they couldn't get any other news agencies to corroborate this story. It makes sense though that because some of these people in the follow-up article that interviews are people within the cybersecurity field. You know, one guy's like, yeah, there's people I know who were actually directly consulted on this thing, and it's like it is a real thing, and Silicon Valley needs to wake the fuck up. And like Silicon Valley is like kind of the la 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 la, like we're nothing to see here.
Well, maybe they're the ones paying them to put them in there.
The big fear.
Blaming it on the Chinese.
Well, that's the thing is there was actually a full investigation. The FBI actually had subpoenas. That's the word I was looking for actual workers for Supermicro. What made them so successful is that Supermicro, the founders speak Mandarin Chinese, and most of the workers, even in California, converse in Mandarin. And so the communication with manufacturers over in China and being able to really talk with them made them like a leader in outsourcing their designs for hardware. They did find subcontractors in China by backtracking the supply chain. And the thing is, it kind of seems like they think it may have been just we put them out there in these chips, but China wouldn't really know which circuit boards are being bought by who until the circuit boards start trickling data out. Reach out, hey, I'm active.
So maybe China isn't really after anything specific. They're
that's
putting shit out there to put shit out there and see what they've aggregated afterwards.
Yeah, because these were used for there was Amazon bought this company called Elemental, and they were known for video compression, and they've been used even by like the U.S. military's drone program. Where you're dealing with a lot of video information, but it has to be compressed so it can be sent as live as possible. And that they utilized Supermicro hardware for their video processing servers. That hardware went into, these different defense industries. We don't know how, or, the public doesn't know how many.
Yeah.
There's been some reports that like Apple, I think it was Amazon and Apple. Yeah, like Apple had 7,000 Supermicro servers on their network by the time that the chips were discovered. And they, Amazon, their AWS, cloud system in Beijing facilities, they found Supermicro servers, had those chips in them there too. And so they're just kind of like, all right, we're just going to kind of like secretly put like a firewall between the Beijing web services and us here in the U.S.
Nothing to see over there.
Yeah.
Right.
So they had there's reports that they had essentially kind of like, we know we got this little spy here, but they would then set up hardware or software that actually kept an eye on the little spy and could track what data was coming and going through it. But there were some of these like Amazon servers where they just kind of quietly just got rid of every Supermicro server and switched to other companies.
Who had other countries' chips in them?
Probably, yeah. They probably had,
They went from China to Russia.
Russian chips.
And of course, we got a chip in there too.
Yeah. So
everybody's got to chip in.
Supermicro, I don't know if you see down in the outline, you see that chip on the fingertip or next to the penny. Like, that's tiny.
Oh, that's all it is?
Yeah. The thing is, some of these were even designed so that, you look at the side of a circuit board and you can kind of see there's like 3 layers between the top and the bottom, and where the wires can go in between. Some of these little circuits were in between the layers. You couldn't even see them on the surface. And you look at a circuit board, even if you're able to identify, if you like what the different capacitors and transistors and blah blah blah, like, if you didn't have anything to do with that chip, it just all looks like fucking Greek to me,
Right.
Unless you're like someone, and how often would the engineers in California like take this thing out and be like, did they make it right? And just by
they
visually
would probably do like a check here and there, but they wouldn't. There'd be like quality tests here and everywhere, but they wouldn't be looking for that. They'd just be looking for if it worked.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, and of course, like with hardware like that, usually what you do to test it is, you plug it in and you run software across it, test all its parameters, and that's, you can't tell by looking at it.
Right, exactly.
So Supermicro, their reply, they said they'd never been contacted by the U.S. government or by any of our customers about these alleged investigations, and that the Bloomberg article is a mishmash of disparate and inaccurate allegations that draws far-fetched conclusions.
That's a lot of word jumble right there.
Yeah, right. And also never trust anything that. So here's the thing: is
white people say?
all Chinese people are not white, Teddy. All Chinese companies.
I thought he was saying the Bloomberg and everybody was just denying the shit. That's what he was just saying.
No, the Chinese.
No, not Bloomberg. Supermicro, the hardware.
Supermicro. All these Chinese companies are state-owned enterprises. The government has a stake in these companies. So you can't trust a goddamn thing that they say.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
it's the mafia. They're the biggest mob in the world, basically.
Right.
They're taking a percentage, and what are you gonna do if the fucking government comes in there and be like, "Hey, don't look over here while we put these chips in here"?
Right. Yeah, because otherwise they'll just say, "Well, we're going to shut you down then."
Hey, exactly. Yeah, you don't have a license anymore.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoops.
Yeah. The other company or competition will do it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
They'll take the bribe.
Somebody will take the back.
They of course, the Chinese foreign ministry is like, oh, this is baseless attempts to discredit China. The authors of the Bloomberg piece, they said that the story draws from interviews with more than 50 people from law enforcement, military, Congress, intelligence agencies, and the private sector. Most asked not to be named in order to share sensitive information. So let's see. There was even you might remember this was in 2008, a bunch of Lenovo laptops that were sold to the U.S. military had some sort of encryption on the motherboard that would actually record all the data being put into the laptop and just send a copy back to China.
Wow.
Yeah. And that was one of those where it's like,
wait,
of course, Lenovo's like, we have no idea, but it's like, someone there does.
They were just on laptops, like general public laptops?
No, they were laptops for the U.S. military, like a batch for.
Because I had to that's right around the time I bought a Lenovo laptop. I thought.
Yeah. No, and I
like they'd be watching me jerk off a lot.
I'm a Lenovo nerd myself.
Jesus Christ.
So, without
no, I don't care if they know.
Because they didn't have like a real idea on what China's plan was with these chips, because they think it was back in like 2012, 2013 is when basically U.S. leaders decided to just keep the secret and let the attack run, and let's just follow it, trace the trace. Let's see here. There's Keith Alexander was director of the NSA. see here. He was kind of the one who decided to keep this secret. Some bloke. Anyways, and how the what's the next part here?
I don't know. You tell me.
That's yeah. I already told you about the BIOS. How it takes over, and yeah, so right now all the thing is there's government agencies still are using Supermicro technology. The public doesn't know how like what versions of chips are
all the
corrupted.
IRS servers probably have them on there.
So the
that's why they taxes.
The Defense Department has basically taken all their.
That's why.
They've made sure that all their top secret servers don't use any Supermicro equipment. But how easily?
That's probably a lie. That's a lie.
Oh, I mean, it could be that they don't have Supermicro equipment in there, but it may not be that there isn't a chip hiding in those either, because all that production is done overseas. And who knows? Like, that's why I say China's probably listening to us right now. So hi guys. That is so what we know so far. People are still all in denial.
This breaking report. This is what we know so far.
Yep. Kind of spying on us.
I mean, even beyond the spying, that's a pretty critical spot to be in between the RAM and the CPU. Yeah. Even if they decided to say, like, okay, well, we're just going to fuck with these systems, right?
We're just going to shut these servers down.
Right.
Like if people have, like say they were able to shut down PayPal and like credit card processing servers. It's just like basically cripples everything but cash transactions.
Oh, people be fucked.
People be pissed.
I don't have a ton of cash. I have a couple $100, but like
I've got it. I've got a shit ton of cash. I keep all my cash on me for my tips, I put them in the bank every.
I did have a lot of cash when I had tip. When I got tips.
Yeah. I mean,
so I'd be fine. Fuck y'all.
I use my debit card a lot.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I do too. I use my watch, and my phone more than anything. Because I don't have to take it off. Just
yeah. You imagine going. You need a gas, and every gas station you go to can't
cash only.
Yeah, cash only. You can't.
It's fine.
Use, and then you go to the ATM to try to get cash, and you can't.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. Right. I've got $200 on me.
Well, yeah,
you'd be walking home.
And then, China, they've been doing this one belt, one road or whatever, where they go into these countries and kind of set up these infrastructure projects.
The Belt and Road.
Something like that. And I imagine they're just we'll take care of your data center or whatever. And they just load it up, with all this fucking.
And of course, if they're using they probably have full stockpiles of this is all non-US country hardware. So it's just blatantly
this is the good shit. This stuff
hijacked
States.
Right.
But your Travis just said here they were what if they were able to overheat the chips and fry the boards? I mean, that'd really be a way to fuck a server up because you'd have to gut the hardware out.
Well, yeah, it'd be fucked. I mean,
if it
was in that spot, it would fuck the whole system.
You remember the Stuckneck virus?
Yeah.
It's kind of, briefly in the news, and they tried to stop talking about it. That was that one where it was designed to actually go into the code and affect those motors of the uranium filtration. Yeah, the centrifuges. Thank you. In Iran, and they basically ran them at just the right speed so they'd explode. Because These Iranian scientists are like, what the fuck?
Right.
So, yeah, that's old China's going to be able to.
Old China.
Old China. That's why we better entertain them so they are easy on us, boys.
Well, I think they are actually. I don't know if it's Intel or somebody is building a chip manufacturing facility in the U.S.
I think I heard Intel.
But that won't be ready for another 5 years or whatever.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We've been so naive and stupid about this shit for so long.
Right.
Like we took it for granted. China has just been infiltrating everything.
Yeah.
So.
And, well, in part too, like even the article says that, it's easy to think of it like, oh, we were kind of naive and, but also market forces pushed a lot of this, like for these companies to stay competitive, they had to start outsourcing a lot of the production end of it. A lot of these things are still invented and designed here in the States, but the actual hard work, and even like you say, that Intel plant comes here.
Hard work, you mean cheap labor?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. Cheap / slave labor.
Slave labor. Yeah, it's done in another country.
And then China just steals the fucking plans anyway.
Well, yeah.
For industrial espionage.
Yeah.
The so
calls it some fucked up name and then sells it exactly how it is. Like
they have, yeah. I mean, how much of the even with Intel making these chips here in the States, how much is it going to be like where, okay, well, we got these, these new chips made, but then they get shipped over with other parts to China to then be assembled on the board where China can then put their little grain of rice chip in, which is like, oh, shit, I guess we're still good.
That looks like an iPhone. It's now called Panther.
Yeah.
Maybe they implanted chips in the T-shirts that they knocked off from our website.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Hey, that's an honor.
That is an honor.
Yeah. To be fucking that's
to be plagiarized.
Yeah. To be,
what do they say? Copying or imitation.
Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
Flattery, yeah.
I think that's how it goes. Something like that.
Word
them up, dog.
But yeah. So keep an eye on your chips, boys and girls. Gonna move along to the what sexy section.
Chips right here, scorching sour cream and onion.
Scorching chips. Oracle's got the Roman Empire. Sexy Roman Empire.
Yeah. I was looking for a documentary and just came across this Roman Empire, which has 3 seasons. And it's one of those docu-series shows that, like, History Channel kind of has cheeseball ones, where they dramatize what's going on. And then they have the talking head come in, for a little bit. And they say, oh, back in fucking 53 BC.
Yeah, you had to be there.
Right.
We call it a long form package. That's what that's called.
Okay, well,
long form package.
Long form package. Well, this is actually pretty fucking badass. Like, the acting is really cool. There are a lot of titties in season 1. They tone the titties down in season 2 with Caesar. They come back in 3, but one's got the best titties.
Revenge of the Titties.
Yeah.
Rome 3.
But it's got a great balance of good drama, good kind of like shots and camera movement and shit like that.
Is it
right?
Is it it's historical, right?
Yeah,
like this is true shit. Okay.
Yeah, it's true shit.
Is it like the Pirates one where they?
It's like the Pirates one, but you don't have to look at Blackbeard's
Not
cock.
As much dick. All right.
Like every 5 minutes, and the Blackbeard, it shows him biting a stick and shoving a syringe up his fucking cock hole. Right. So it doesn't have that. So just imagine, instead of Blackbeard's cock, you see some titties. And it's the fucking Romans were batshit crazy.
Yeah, they were.
You can't even fucking like it makes soap operas and like our craziest dramas seem dry compared to the shit that they were doing. Like everybody wanted to kill everybody else.
Bird imitates life.
Yeah.
All trying to undermine each other for power
Right.
and
shit.
Have you ever seen the show Rome on HBO?
No. I remember it, but I've never actually.
If you have HBO Max,
from the 90s,
watch it. No, it was the 2000s.
Okay.
It's fucking pretty brutal in some parts, dude. Like with the war, like the fucking war shit they show, man. It's a pretty good show. It was only like 2 seasons, I think.
I have to check it out. Yeah, it's cool.
Now, was that more a full dramatization or was it a historical
documentary? No, it wasn't. I don't think it was historical. I mean, they had historical characters in it and shit, but there was no, I'm sure it was completely dramatized.
Yeah. I imagine that this show, like, this is a perfect show for some, like, hungover history teacher substitute to play for students. But they probably got some complaints about the titties. So that's why season 2 didn't have the titties.
I had a couple history classes that showed shit like that.
Yeah.
Like pretty brutal fucking history shit.
Right. That's the thing. You could show like decapitations and all that, but you can't show too much titty.
You can't show that nipple and a fucking nipple. Yeah. Some retarded shit.
Yeah, so check it out, Roman Empire on Netflix. Pretty cool if you're into that kind of shit.
Titties, yeah. The
title of my sex tape.
One of the reasons they're banning that mouse book is because of nudity. But the nudity, it's what, a naked female mouse?
Why they're banning that?
We'll get to it. It's just fuck what you think. We'll get to it.
Oh, okay.
Jesus Christ. Move on. Move on. I'm keeping shit going. Move on. We're not letting that straight.
What?
Mystic.
Oh, it's me.
That's sexy, Ray Enigma.
Ray Enigma. So I've been watching a lot of chess, as I've said before. And this dude, he was on Spanish.
Oh, I'm looking
American,
at the wrong
or like
thing.
Spain's Got Talent or something, right? Oh, I don't know if it updated. Fuck.
I'm looking at Spirit Box.
Yeah, that's not it. That's not it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
I put the new one in the fucking.
Dude's kind of good looking.
Okay. Anyway, dude, don't worry about that. Just play that in the background. So this Ray Enigma guy, nobody knows who he is. He has this YouTube channel in Spain where he dresses up as a gigantic chessboard, like a big checkerboard suit, and he just goes around and plays chess. And he like wins money and shit. Like he bets people come and play him, and nobody knows his strength either, like his playing strength. They surmise that it's a grandmaster or IM or international master. But he was part of the most watched chess game in history, which I thought it was crazy because Spain's Got Talent had a chess. This dude he won it by playing fucking Anatoly Karpov, who is like, you guys don't know who the fuck that is, but he's the guy who Gary Kasparov beat to win the world title. He was the world champion for like 10 straight.
Know who any of these people are.
He was the world champion for like 10 straight years. Just keep that in mind. That's how good he is. So this guy, in order to so here's the deal on Spain's Got Talent. He had to play this dude one game, 3 minutes. If he draws or wins, he doesn't have to show who he is in real life. But if he loses to Karpov, he has to fucking reveal his identity.
And he beat him?
No, he drew against him. It was a draw. Which is still pretty fucking impressive.
So he didn't have to show who he was.
No, he didn't have to. No.
Did you show the picture for people? You got to see what this looks like.
I'm playing it on the thing here.
That's not what the guy looks like, though.
Ray Enigma.
Here, I'll put it in the outline.
Enigma.
Here, I'll look it up.
There it goes. In the outline. This guy playing with some kids. That's crazy. It's like kind of creepy.
It is weird. And his voice is altered, too. It's like super high pitched. but it's in Spanish. That's why I didn't. I at first I was like, this is weird because I can't, you can't follow it. But
See, now you said he's dressed as a chessboard. Like I was thinking, like a big square.
I thought
no,
like he
he's
was like
tired.
playing people on the chessboard that he was wearing. He's like,
No.
first you got to move the king.
Yeah.
no,
He's just a pervert that
No,
wants
but
the
anyway,
kids to play with
My
his
cock is the
balls.
queen.
like that seems like you get kind of put on the spot. And that's like what I thought was cool. That he was able to and it was watched by like 6 million people or some shit at one time, like it was streaming. And he's playing a dude who's a legend. It's like playing Jack Nicklaus. And if you were a golfer, and they're like, you got to fucking beat this dude in one hole. Or you got to show your identity and give up your 20 million subscribers or whatever the fuck you got.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like fucking
Right.
your whole livelihood. Like I thought that was cool that he was able to fucking do that. Anyway.
Right.
Oh, he wears a black shoe and a white shoe. How clever.
How clever.
Leather.
I'm gonna add another picture in here of him being weird on the street. He must be from New York. What it looks like, anyways.
Oh, he's Spanish.
Oh, fuck if I know. It's a big city. Must be New York.
Yeah.
He did come to New York though and play. He played a bunch of people like that Gotham chess guy I watch. He came to New York and played him recently.
How'd the Gotham chess guy do?
They think they each won 2.
Wow.
Played 4 games. They each won 2.
That guy's pretty good, huh?
So they're right around. Yeah, they're right around the same. And that Gotham chess guy is an international master. He's an IM. They're called.
Cool.
Word.
All right,
Awesome.
moving along to old impatient Teddy. Chicken tender Teddy. It's old man orthotics.
I don't know, not impatient.
You are
Anyway,
tender though.
so have been having foot problems, getting old. Coming to grips with it, getting up in age. So I decided to go to the podiatrist. A little Asian guy. He's like, "You got a pancake?" I got real flat feet, so like real flat feet. So he gives me he makes me some custom orthotics. Go to pick him up, put him in some shoes. And he's like, you gotta wear it. He's like, you gotta wear it for 1 hour, and then each day you increase the hours. And dude, I put these things in and put them in my shoes, and immediately it was like, oh, these things are fucking awesome. So I the first day I wore them the whole 8 hours at work, and I've been wearing the whole 8 hours since. And it's like the pain in my ankles is gone. It's fucking so goddamn awesome.
It's amazing how quickly too you notice.
I mean, and I always wear
Yeah.
I always wear nice shoes for my feet to keep comfortable. I wear Hokas and Brooks and stuff like that. And these are I've got these and some Nikes, and it's pretty. I've got the Nikes and the Brooks that I'm wearing right now with these insoles, and it's fucking nice. I'm liking it. I got a little spring in my step now.
Nice.
Bird.
I I get the Dr. Scholl's like sports insoles, and you just cut them to the size.
Did they? How did they do it, Teddy? Did they mold your shit?
No, he did a scan of my. He did a little scan around my foot.
Oh yeah.
And did it like that. So
There
Stand on this
isn't a
paper.
word. I don't know if there's a word in the English language that makes you sound more like an old man than orthotics. Like it just makes me think of like fucking
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
Nope. I
like
disagree.
maybe like
AARP.
colostomy
I
bag or
disagree.
I
something.
have an orthotics.
I disagree.
Dude.
It's
Like I have a guy, you know. What
catheter
I mean?
is
That's how
worse.
old I am.
Catheter, yeah.
Yeah, catheter is worth.
Catheter is fucking worse.
Yeah, it makes
Bedpan.
it makes you sound older. Yes. You ever come and be like that again, Oracle? Fucking got you.
Hey, that's a good band name, Catheter Orthotics. Or maybe that's what Washington should have called their football team, the Washington Catheter Orthotics.
So
Make it
I
even
seriously
longer.
think they should have just went like single word, like share, just Washington. We're Washington, dude.
Yeah.
We don't
Right?
have a fucking mascot. Fuck you. We're just Washington.
Right.
So now they got the Commanders, the Senators, the Capitals,
The Nationals.
the Nationals.
When
I
is
guess I got
you know, at some
Commanders.
point, Commanders is going to
theme.
be
What a thing.
Commander will be
Really?
too much of a colonial
Well, that's the
reference.
thing. Instantly, I thought commandeer. First, we took your name. Now we're just going to take everything from you. The
Yep.
commandeers. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, man, nobody thought of that shit?
No, it's funny.
Somebody's gonna. You know,
Yeah.
there's somebody woke motherfucker out there like, oh my god.
Yeah. It's totally, it's like the way the European colonializations decided
Right,
to come in
exactly.
and
Yeah.
steal
You're no better
everything.
you're no better than the royalty.
Yeah, right? There's like nothing here. We need to give back all this to the indigenous people. All right, moving along to me.
All right, then.
Polar bears moving into an abandoned weather station.
Fuck 'em.
Yeah,
At least they
yeah.
left
Check
it.
out these photos here. I always thought it was like, oh, you know, one polar bear or maybe a polar bear and some cubs, and no, it's like a whole fucking polar bear town. Look at this.
Wow.
There's like,
Yeah, look at these
there's got to be at least
motherfuckers.
like a half dozen polar bears there.
Yeah,
And it's
where's
like they're
the
posing, like,
ice?
look at her, check out her house.
There's no fucking ice.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, where else
Polar
are they
bears
gonna go?
don't need ice to survive.
Well, they can't dig a little
They
cave to
can
burrow in
survive
and
in
hibernate.
ice.
Gonna hibernate in this old weather station.
What the hell are they gonna hunt and eat?
Seagulls.
Fucking ramen from the cupboard
Yeah,
or
some of them,
what?
they're like, look what we've become. Oh, that one looks pretty proud.
Yeah, this one. Yep,
Yep, he's like, yeah,
living the dream. Finally got my
grass is
house.
still green in January. Can you believe it? Can you believe it?
Those polar
So-
bears would just murder the shit out of a person.
Yeah, that's right.
I
Maybe
do
they get
talk
more
a lot
attention.
about the weather, man. I am old.
Mhm. Well, you realize the weather is one of those commonalities that, you know, you all kind of experience together, no matter what you believe in.
Right.
Okay, we're gonna move along to our fuck what you think. Oracle, Stolen Valor.
Stolen
Yeah,
valor.
this shit.
Oh man. So
And you knew this person?
Yeah, this is pretty
Oh, yeah.
cray.
I fucking knew this person. If you want to see the links and shit,
Oh, you
it's-
knew this bitch?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the thing.
yeah.
It's not just like some news story.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
That's why we gotta
and
hear it straight
trust
from the
me,
horse's
you're
mouth.
going to be hearing more about this. So, if you want to see links or whatever, it's on our website. This is very fresh news, but it is being reported publicly. It's on Task and Purpose. That's kind of a big military website. But anyway, so I am involved with this group where we teach veterans humanities courses. Basically, they can do college courses for free. And one person that's been involved with this from the beginning when they started in Providence, you know, they've been doing this and they've been going through these cancer treatments. So this person's been kind of, you know, in and out and figure, okay, yeah, they're getting radiation and chemo and all this crap, and some fundraisers were done, and they were actually the VFW commander in Rhode Island for one of the posts in Rhode Island, and had done like all of these super like at the head of parades, like huge public events and stuff, you know, speaking and all this shit. And I get this email today, and it's like from my boss from this organization. He's like, emergency meeting. We got to have this emergency meeting. And he's like, just read this email and come to the Zoom meeting. And it's this Task and Purpose article saying that this person who's been involved with us for like 3 years and has done all of these public facing events, and however many years prior to that, had never served in the military. Period.
Man.
Period.
Wow.
Yeah. And, you know, she said that she had a Purple Heart, said that she had fucking Bronze Star, all this other shit. And I never really paid attention to that. You know, I just figured, okay, yeah, Purple Heart, blah, blah, blah. I wasn't trying to vet this person because I didn't think I had to. You know, there was
Right.
like no reason to do that. So have this meeting, talk, and just the evidence really starts to add up. Like, yeah, this is kind of this.
So,
they're
yeah,
definitely
what-
full
I
of
guess-
bullshit.
What happened to tip?
So
This
what
off, where all of
happened?
a
So
sudden, holy shit.
here's the thing that happened. So a few months ago, I actually received an email from somebody that said that they were like they served with this person, and she's dealing with this cancer, and he's just trying to raise some money through GoFundMe and whatever I could do to help. So what I did is I took that GoFundMe and I put it on our website. I blasted it out to like our network, and we started to work that, and it started to raise money and get attention pretty quickly. And then all of a sudden, like I noticed, like the GoFundMe wasn't working, and I'm like, "Hey, what's going on here?" So I check in, and they're like, "Oh, well, they're not comfortable with this right now. They just feel kind of weird about this." And I'm like, "Okay,
Who's
well,
they?
her name's Sarah. You can look it up. I'm not going to divulge the individual."
Okay. I thought you meant. I thought you called in with GoFundMe and say, "What's
No,
wrong with this?"
No.
link or-
So I got it's through my boss. He's like, "Yeah, Sarah said that she wasn't comfortable with this," and I was like, "Okay, fine. I respect that." But as a result of that campaign, a larger veterans group got involved that raises more money. Like that's what they do. And they launched a larger campaign. And this got even more attention, but
for her.
For this cancer treatment. And they sent her on like these 2 retreats, like one to Montana, one to fucking, I don't know, Texas or something like that. And she was making connections out there. Well, as she was like getting these connections, they started looking into her. And it turns out like her DD-214, that's the document that you get when you get out of the military, was fabricated. It was actually taken, it belonged to a male Marine that was in the Marines. They called the Marine Corps. They had
is that this photo here in the
yeah, they had
line?
no knowledge of her ever being in. It was completely fabricated. Like it's mind-blowing.
Yeah, like she just photoshopped it.
Yeah, and I mean, I've been in the room with this person where like people were talking about like these really sensitive stories, and she would come up with her own stories. Like she would tell her own stories about
serving.
Yeah, about serving, about being in IED blasts in Iraq and shit.
Really?
Oh yeah. With like,
wow, dude.
Vietnam veterans that were in like some fucking savage shit, like crazy ass shit. Yeah, like this is
of course
super,
it's IEDs if it's someone who was in Iraq.
Right, super. I mean, it is so fucking skeezy, like the scam, but it's mind blowing because it's like such a long con. Like I want to see the Netflix documentary about this because holy fuck, like who puts himself in that kind of a spotlight?
Yeah.
Like,
how many years ago did she start claiming that she was dying of cancer and was a veteran?
So, well, I don't know how many years as a veteran. 3 years.
Okay, so she was claiming to be a veteran longer than cancer.
Oh yeah. So the cancer thing
she was
like,
doubling down.
Oh yeah, the cancer thing was like 2 years ago.
Okay.
And
so how much money did they raise? Like, is she? You got to pay that.
So the organization refunded.
She's in Jamaica now.
Yeah. No. I don't think she is. And trust me, this story is blowing up right now. I guarantee this hits national news. Guarantee it.
If we run something about it, can I get a reporter to call you?
No, I'm not talking about it. I can't.
We'll blur your face and shit. We'll change your voice.
Yeah, we'll change your voice.
I already have orders to not talk about this shit.
All right.
But
as he's talking about it,
right?
Well, you could be a secret source with insider knowledge, Mystic.
But this is. It has all the right recipes because not only is it stolen valor, but it's a person that said that they had brain cancer or lung cancer that was sprayed into their brain that they were going to die within like 2 years. And man, you see the comments and shit. People are just like, fucking just throw her under a lawnmower and all this shit, you know.
Under a lawnmower.
You know,
I mean, but you gotta. I mean, at some point, you had to understand that people are going to better story.
it's so
I mean,
crazy
it's
though,
right,
dude.
yeah,
Well, no
like-
wonder she told you to stop
I mean,
the
this- I
GoFundMe.
mean, and
I
she's-
because she knew
know.
she's gonna get her ass found
She
out.
leaned into that shit like
She
George
flew.
did
She
with the
flew.
fucking with that house,
I mean,
with
yeah.
the beach house. Or
Yeah,
whatever,
she flew too high, man. She Icarus that shit because
Yeah, right.
holy
Yeah.
fuck, the balls to go
had to-
up and speak like during these speeches and shit in front of like thousands of people. I mean,
Yeah.
holy fuck,
Holy shit!
must have been a
and it's
thrill
just
though.
to pretend like you're special.
I guess, but fuck, man, it's
And-
crazy. I can't wait to learn more about this whole thing because I guarantee people are going to be digging.
She had
More
a,
into
Oh
this.
yeah,
suicide- every
You
time
did,
she talked to you, she had a suicide vest on. You're seconds away from death. You're gonna learn about that. In the,
my food, you fucking.
you got to check out the I believe it's on Prime, called The Woman Who Wasn't There, or maybe it's HBO Max. But it's like the exact same thing, except for it was a woman claiming that she was in a survivor of 9/11, and she was like one of the top people running the charity, or the organization network and whatnot, and claimed like her arm was blown off and all of her coworkers at Merrill Lynch died and she's the only survivor. And she even stole the like tale of this guy with the red bandana who saved this one woman. Oh, he saved me too. Oh, we were just so bonded over the fact that this same hero saved us. It's like they like co-op people's narratives and stories. And just like this woman, she's probably heard plenty of stories from real veterans, and she just adds her own flair. Like this woman made up all these, the smell of burning flesh and the screaming and the fire and it's just like, you're all making that shit up in your fucking head.
Yeah.
you crazy bitch.
You crazy bitch.
Yeah. I mean, what kind of how do you not have like ulcers from living that kind of
The
like
stress,
double life?
dude. Your life is
Right.
like, dude. What I don't get, like at events, like somebody said that they were her mom was there. Like, is her mom in on it?
What?
Yeah.
What?
She
Like-
would have to be.
Right? Or is that really your
Look
mom?
at my baby up there. crying.
Yeah, unless you lied to your mother.
Right? Like, dude, how deep does this fucking go? And how can you live that life? Like, I get it if
it could
you're
be
getting like
this,
millions of dollars or something.
Right.
I don't know if you guys are reporting on this story here in Wisconsin, Mystic, about I think it's Chandler Halverson who killed his parents. And like, he was found guilty here just recently, but I think I might even have that as a fuck what you think, where he's like, yeah, my parents went up to their cabin, like, well,
Oh yeah, you did. I remember that.
call like 5 days later, like, oh, I seem to be missing, and then it's like, oh yeah, asked his girlfriend's family if he could use their pool to go like basically dump the torso of his dad.
God.
Well, turns out through the court hearing is that he was basically using the whole COVID shutdown as a cover to lie that like he was working for American Family Insurance and he had a remote job and he was upstairs working when really he was upstairs fucking playing PC games all day. And his dad is like, why are you like, and he kept bragging about how much money he was making and that he had a job soon that was down in Florida with SpaceX. And he's just like all these fucking bullshit lies. And his dad like finally like found out that he was also lying that he was still in college and called him on his shit. And he's like, we're going to have a meeting with the staff at the campus. Are you ready to go? And like his last like text was like, I'm ready when you are. And then he just went downstairs and shot his dad.
Damn.
I can't get out of the lie, so I'm going to murder my family. What
Oh
the
my God.
Wow,
what the fuck?
That's crazy.
Yeah,
these
talk about
like you're
leaning
saying, these
into
generation
that
of narcissists.
Right?
Like you and that's Wow.
What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Murder everybody. Cool. Awesome.
Yeah, right.
Like, what do I
What?
do?
No.
Yeah.
Maybe
There's
you
all,
just tell
there's
the
only
truth,
one
let
answer to
Dad
this
yell at you,
conundrum.
you fucking idiot.
Murder.
Murder and more lies.
Murder and more lies. It's worked for me in the past. It'll work for me now.
Imagine
Why
that,
not?
yeah.
I'm white.
I guess it was the prosecution said that the father was like had been
so
openly
did he kill his
questioning like,
mom,
why are
too?
you always asking for money if you got this great
Yeah,
job through
right.
American
Yeah,
Family
I
Insurance?
was gonna say like his parents didn't like charge him. I'd be charging him rent and shit. Grown ass man's fucking back in my house.
Yeah, because he's like, was he 22? Yeah, like, early 20s. Like, get the fuck out the house age.
yeah, for sure. That's right around get the fuck out the house age. Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah.
I beat the fuck out the
Did
house
he
age.
kill his mom too? Did you say?
Yeah, so he waited after shooting his dad. He then waited an hour or so for his mom to come home, and then like she opened the door and he, I don't know, like jumped out from behind the wall or something, shot her as soon as she came in the door.
Damn.
Sorry, Ma, Papa.
Yeah, and then like
I have to do this.
and he then I guess was like, well, I guess I have to figure out how to deal with this body, and it's like got all the hallmarks of like someone who's never really thought through what it's going to take to actually try to get rid of a body, let alone two of them.
Yeah, no shit.
I don't know. It's like
He probably Googled it too.
probably did.
That's how dumb he was.
Well, he even
How to get rid of a male body.
he also was sending the last text from
Put
his
it in a
mom's
swimming
phone.
pool. Again, why would he what's up with a swimming pool? What's he gonna do in a pool?
I can't remember what he had some
Way,
bullshit
way
story
off
that
topic
like
here.
he wanted to, relax in the pool or something or rinse off. I don't know.
No, I mean, yeah, but what is he gonna do with his dad's body in the pool? It's just gonna be wet. It's not gonna
it was it was an excuse to go near the pool, was also like access to the woods behind the property.
Oh, gotcha.
And so like the use of the pool was his cover to go back there, and they like noticed like he was gone for a while and he was like still dry when they saw him again. Like, oh, you're using the pool. It's like, nah, he was dragging a torso into the fucking woods,
Wow.
wrapped up in blue jeans and belts.
What did he fucking dismember the body?
Yeah. Oh
The
yeah, he cut the
fuck?
bodies up. They found, like an axe with
wow, dude.
The hell kind of
fucking,
video games is this kid
Whatever.
playing?
well, yeah.
Probably
I
fucking
think they said
Fortnite.
too he tried
Played by video games.
he tried burning their bodies in the
homegrown
fire.
Cat, I swear
Midwestern
to God.
American crazy. Okay?
He tried
That's
burning their
exactly
bodies in the
crazy.
fireplace.
Wow.
Like in the
fireplace.
house. Like, how stupid. Oh shit. Body parts don't burn like logs? Dummies. Anyways, moving along.
Thank you for
TikTok Army,
that
Mystic.
TikTok Army. So this guy, I don't know anything about TikTok, or I don't give a fuck really. But this dude, I guess,
Thing to hate.
a TikToker, he like applied to the Juilliard school, right? And had like an interview and shit. And they didn't accept him. So the retaliation for his fans was to leave 1-star Yelp reviews about the Juilliard. Wait, what?
Who looks at Yelp for Juilliard?
Juilliard,
Yeah. Hey, my kid wants to go to this fucking school. It's probably like, I don't know, the third best music school in the fucking world. Costs, shit ton of money to go there. Let me check Yelp and see what the fuck they're like. What?
Well, they got a lot of 1-star reviews.
Jesus fucking Christ. You really think that's going to affect the Juilliard? This isn't Jim's fucking music shop, down the road. Holy fuck balls, man. Kids are just, they're dumb.
So
really
was he
dumb.
telling other people to leave Yelp reviews through TikTok?
I have no idea if he was
Actually,
telling them.
he was. I believe he was positive about it, and not, you know, from what I understand from the article you put in there.
Like
Yeah,
he didn't want them to do that.
yeah. I skimmed it. I didn't really read it, but he was like, yeah, he was kind of positive, and somebody else came in and said that if you get rejected and you get back up, yada yada yada, type bullshit. So.
Lame.
Yeah, he bombed because
Kids
he did
being
bombed an
positive is lame.
Yeah, he did an accent or something in there for some reason because he thought it'd be funny, and
Look at that fucking hair.
Yeah,
it was not funny.
Yeah, the accent.
That kid's gonna be doing gay porn in like 1.5 years.
Yeah, that accent is not why he didn't get it.
1.5 years.
1.5. I'm thinking fucking 1.5 months. He'd be a heroin addict doing gay porn in fucking San Fernando Valley.
He's already got an OnlyFans.
Sucking dick for his next fix.
Yeah, he is like, man, these kids are all about. Although, look at my nieces and nephews. It's like at such a young age, they know what the phone is, and like how it's capturing them.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're already posing for it and stuff.
Have you guys seen that commercial with the fucking that toddler that's carrying
that's
the
taking
iPhone
the
around?
fucking iPhone and
just
smashing it.
How
around.
about you don't give your fucking toddler a
Right.
$1,200 fucking piece of electronic equipment, you fucking idiot? Like what? Apple shouldn't have to build a phone to withstand that. Because you shouldn't be stupid enough to give it to that fucking kid.
Okay, look.
Because they're on it all the time, so it's always like they set it down for a brief moment and the kid grabs it.
Dude, if my phone goes flying off my bike when I'm doing 90, I want to make sure I can get back to it and fucking it still be together. Okay.
Yeah, but that should be the reason why they made it that way, not because somebody gave a toddler.
What Mystic's saying is the commercial should have been a motorcycle then, driving down the road.
Yeah. Somebody should have shot a 9mm. It should have been like a fucking like a stick up.
It'll save your life.
You know what I mean? It's shot and it doesn't go through the
Right,
iPhone.
Yeah,
it stops
it stops. This sounds like a RoboCop commercial, like one of those spoofed RoboCop commercials that they always had.
Yeah.
Apple.
Oh,
Apple.
The new iPhone. Save my life. He's like blood still trickling out of his mouth.
As soon as he says it, like it just starts spurting out of the hole in his chest. Almost. Also. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. All right. Moving along to fucking me, Ashtray.
Fucking me.
It was what the fuck were we talking about? Oh yeah.
Holy shit, are you serious?
The no, that was my title for the fuck what you think.
Yeah, this title.
What we're talking about. Because the irony that the banning of the book Mouse, the graphic novel, which I haven't read. I mean, I've seen the art style and stuff.
You can't get it now.
Well, yeah, I know.
Because it's like
any of you guys read it?
I've read it.
You can. No, you can't. They're banning it from schools. You can't buy if you try to buy the book now. It's sold out. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
it's number one right now.
Right.
Which I mean,
my daughter read that in 8th grade, 9th grade AP Human Geography.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it won a fucking Pulitzer Prize, dude. I mean, it's not. It's legitimate.
It's fucking rat porn.
Right? Yeah. Come on, it's legitimate fucking literature. It
is not ordained by our Lord Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah.
It offends me.
Well, what's funny is that
you gotta understand these people are fucking retards here.
Whoopi Goldberg trying to, she's, on the side of not banning the book. She then fucking decides to like die on the hill of that. The Holocaust wasn't about racism, but man's inhumanity to man. It's like, I don't think that's what the Nazis had in the final solution.
Racism at its heart is man's inhumanity against man, isn't it? I mean,
right. Well, in the
So I mean, I don't know what she's saying. It just doesn't make any. It just
no, it's just
her way
Whoopi
of saying it's
Goldberg.
white people. Yes.
And also it's
You don't see no black motherfucker out there just killing me.
this is exactly these people who still think cancel culture is a unreal thing, or it's a overhyped, but it's just like, yeah, it's gonna come for you and eat you guys too, because my whole point is that we should be back at the actual argument of like, why are they banning this book? It's so stupid.
Right.
Democracy Now! Had an
because it's
interview with Art Spiegelman, the author, and he said, his initial reaction, he's like, I'm just dumbfounded.
Right.
He's like, at first I, first you thought, like, who are these Holocaust denying, Nazis down in Tennessee who are banning my book, idiot Nazis. And he's like, nah, the more I look into it, the more I just realize they're just idiots. Like, they're not banning it because they're not like denying the Holocaust, but because he's like, oh, there's a nudity because there's a naked. He's like, I wouldn't.
Let's look at this
nudity.
mouse fucking
like,
nudity.
I would call it
Mouse
naked.
porn.
A naked corpse of his mother in a bathtub.
Right.
He's like, yeah, maybe I could have put a bathrobe around her, but she was in the bathtub.
Right.
And then he's like,
Seemed
vulgarity.
natural.
He's like, I thought goddamn was a pretty PG way of swearing. And the other thing was, the other accusation was the visuals of children being shot and hanged. And he's like, well, that is
happened.
what the Nazis did. It's what
Right,
the story's
yeah,
about.
that happened. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? This is,
So,
it shouldn't be fucking spared what happened because it was horrible.
Yeah, and it's so
and it needs to be learned that that's not acceptable.
I mean, yeah, but as long as you do it as long as you do it like ninth grade, not in the second grade,
Well, who's doing it in the second grade?
Art Spiegelman has said
nobody, man. I'm just
initially he because this was written.
God, I hope not second grade.
Back in like 70s, I think.
But that old?
60s or 70s. It was back
during
the
80s.
Or maybe
or 90s.
It could have been the 80s. It took 13 years to make it, but he it came out around the time of like, the kind of counterculture comics, like American Splendor and stuff like that. So he always saw it as an adult comic. An adult graphic novel.
Well, yeah, it should be. Like that's. I'm not. Who's arguing that? Who's giving this to kids? First off, that's fucked up.
Well, he said early on in his career he won an award for, like a young adult literature award or something, and he's like, it really bothered me for a while because he never saw it as like a young adult book. But he said over time he has changed his mind about that because he's met so many people who had, a real kind of transformative experience with his book at a younger age.
Well, my daughter was 14. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, I feel that they're old enough to learn shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
The more we shelter children, dude, the more they're going to fucking do stupid shit. So,
I agree.
And because the world is a crazy, confusing, absurd, and nasty place.
Yeah, they need to be prepared for it. I'm sorry, but it's that simple. So, like, it's...
Yeah, so fuck Whoopi Goldberg. I don't give a shit. I don't think she needed to be like taking a fucking break. I think they should have just made her do that. They should have just made her do more of her apology tours because those are cringeworthy enough, honestly. Right. Mm-hmm. Where she's got to be like, I guess I learned my thing.
What? That is your Whoopi girl.
That's Whoopi Goldberg. That was her on the Stephen Colbert show where she's just like, I've learned some things. I'm sorry for all the people I've
I thought you were singing a Creed song or something.
Yeah, right? I ain't got no time.
All right, moving along to Teddy. Joe Rogan, Spotify and shit.
All right, so as you heard, Joe Rogan had some guy on his show.
Robert
They talked about
Malone.
stupid shit. Keep in mind, it's like he smokes on the show, he drinks on the show. It's just him talking about stupid shit with people and just talking about shit. He's had Alex Jones on his show. It's not, it's not like it's
That's Howard
news.
Stern, dude.
I mean, yeah,
He has a lot of people on his show.
there's a lot of people on the show. I mean, it's just to
Elon
show him
Musk.
talking to people, and they just talk and shit. This guy apparently they talked about shit about the COVID, and apparently it's not. I haven't listened to the show.
He's the guy who's butthurt about. That's the thing. Is like you should listen to it because it's being all fucking taken out of proportion for a 3-hour conversation. But he's that guy who had a part in mRNA vaccine.
I don't really care. I do not really care. I don't fucking care. I don't.
Well, why'd you make it your fucking think?
Because you shut the fuck up and let me tell you. Right?
But you didn't care.
This is wonderful.
Yeah.
The thing is, so all these, and what the gist of it is, all these people. Thank you, Ashtray, for giving me my goddamn train of thought. All these artists are now are wanting their music to be taken off Spotify, the platform that Joe Rogan is on. India Irie wants hers pulled off, not because of this, but because of he did a show. He did a show with some other white guy where they talked about what it was like to be black, which is fucking retarded for an Italian and a white guy.
Wait, who? Joe Rogan did a show?
Joe Rogan did, yeah.
What's wrong with that? Who hasn't thought about being a different race?
The thing is, dude, is if you don't like it,
don't listen.
Don't listen
right,
to
exactly.
it.
That is the point.
Free world,
just
man.
don't fucking listen to it.
They're just all jelly.
So much shit out there.
Like,
yeah, just don't. It's okay. I don't like it. Don't leave it alone.
The thing about the whole misinformation, and they're saying, is they're automatically assuming that people are stupid. They're stupid enough to not be able to discern bullshit from fucking from the context. You know what I mean? From what is being said. And because it's a lot of people are. Joe Rogan show, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're fucking getting your info from there, then go take ivermectin and die. I don't care. 'Cause you're dumb. You know, I like Joe Rogan's show because he, like, I don't know, it's just fucking fun to listen to him talk.
Listen to him talk, yeah.
Right. Good.
Take the time, they fucking talk. The Maynard one was great. I listen, I don't listen to it.
Good conversationalist.
Yeah.
And
he's a good interviewer.
Long form conversation.
Yeah.
Right.
Can cover a lot of nuance, especially when he does bring people on who are like, engineers and shit like that.
Yeah, and also, even the crazies like this Malone guy, yes, some of the shit, like if you just take like the quote or whatever, like the mass psychosis or whatever that people are flipping their shit, it's like, okay, that's a little, out there.
Yeah,
but that's just like one fucking thing out of a 3-hour conversation. There were other things that when I listened to, I'm like, well, you kind of got a point there, and the other things that he said, he's like, well, yeah, you're a little crazy there. Like, you can discern, and there are many times, like I'll check Rogan's thing and I'll be like, nope. Okay, this sounds interesting. And I'll listen to it. There was a guy, like a computer scientist guy, like a few weeks ago, and he was just a fucking dumbass. And I'm like, fuck this guy, and I've got like a million other podcasts that I can listen to.
Right,
so,
exactly.
That's
just don't listen to it,
Right.
In the more mainstream, there's Bill Maher, a lot of Democrats and people, all other people, I guess, that I've talked to, like I've heard a lot of people say that they don't like the fact that he has hardcore Republicans on his show.
Mm-hmm.
But he does that so that they can fucking talk.
Right.
They can have a dialogue.
Right.
They may not agree on fucking everything, but at least let's have a conversation about it. And I can call you a fucking idiot. You can call me a fucking idiot.
Right. People who don't like fucking Bill Maher are people who just don't like to hear anything counter.
Yeah, they like their bubble. They like their bubble.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But anyway. We all hijacked Teddy's shit.
Yeah, really did.
Fucking white man coming in taking his shit. Hey, Teddy's got a good idea.
It's like
God
Teddy's
damn
just
Black History
hanging
Month.
We are
hanging
the
on the
Wisconsin
back of the
Commandeers.
fucking
Jesus
the
fucking Christ.
planes,
The commandeers. Exactly. Yeah, I
Man,
just started
this
going
thing
off. I was like,
fucking
no, fuck
rides
this
like a
shit.
dream.
Right?
I'm glad we thought of this. Fucking fuck what you think.
I know. Yeah. Way to go. Congratulations.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. In all seriousness, go fuck yourself, Burt Reynolds Ghost. That's our show. We're going to be here every Wednesday or Thursday night, 10 p.m. Central. Make sure you join the conversation at theredeyereport.com or facebook.com/redeyereport. Can you twiddle us?
Nah,
We
you
might
can't
make a new
twiddle
Twitter.
Negative Ghost Rider.
Yeah. Look for our new Twitter with shockingly accurate quotes from history.
Yep.
Like us, share us, or fuck us. We're down for whatever. I'm the Ashtray.
I'm Oracle.
I'm Mystic.
And I'm
My
Teddy
story.
saying, happy Black History Month. Go out there and love your
Oh,
black
yeah.
person.
Happy
Yeah,
Black
yeah.
History Month.
I am.
Start giving
I
out
still
hugs.
don't understand why you guys only get